hurricane help.
They've driven a long way from home. They're in an unfamiliar area, so we're trying to make it as comfortable as possible.
Evacuees from Louisiana find shelter in Irving. See how teams with the city of Irving are helping out. Critical need.
That was a very great idea, and it was the first time we've had anyone do that.
Irving firefighters who have recovered from COVID-19 are in a unique position to donate plasma. Hear about how they stepped up to help current COVID patients. Plus, people donate blood to honor the memory of a radio legend. Clear the shelters.
She was a little drooly, but I fell in love with her from the video, and I knew it was going to be her.
Oh, yeah, you won't be a couch dog.
Hundreds of animals are in new homes. See how this big adoption campaign changed to make it safer during this pandemic. Plus, results of a program aimed at reducing drunken driving, and local small businesses celebrate financial grants. Now on City Source. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. Our top story today is Irving's response to help Hurricane Laura evacuees. Hundreds of Louisiana residents arrived in Irving after the storm devastated the Lake Charles area. Here, they are finding shelter and resources they need. A massive cleanup is underway in and around Lake Charles, Louisiana, following Hurricane Laura. Reports from the area say it could take weeks to fully restore power and water. Days after landfall, the National Guard was still helping with new evacuations. More than 1,000 evacuees arrived in Irving.
We're housing them until it's safe for them to go back home and providing services for them.
This is the headquarters for all of that activity. The Emergency Operations Center set up inside one of the hotels. Reps from many City of Irving departments and local nonprofits work together to help meet the evacuees' needs. As just one example, pets are welcome here.
We have animal services out here throughout the day that have pet supplies, so bowls, leashes, collars, have the ability to do microchipping, food.
The process mostly runs smoothly, thanks to lessons learned through experience.
We've done this multiple times. We've done this for Hurricane Katrina, Rita, Ike, and Gustav, and then Harvey back in 2017. So we've learned a little bit each time, but we've done this so much now, it's almost like muscle memory.
For previous storms, the city housed evacuees in recreation centers, but that setup makes it impossible to practice social distancing.
COVID is well on our radars.
That's why the evacuees are in hotels this time around, and there are also other precautions.
Everybody's being scanned by Irving Fire Department paramedics. So before they get the room, when they come in here, they're scanning for temperatures. They're asking the questions. Have they been in contact with anyone with COVID? Do they have any of the symptoms? And we do have the capability, if we need to provide testing.
The city teams also take steps to document all expenses for state government reimbursement. All part of this coordinated response to help people affected by Hurricane Laura. A lot of other cities across the region also took in evacuees from Louisiana. Meanwhile, the response to COVID-19 was the dominant topic of conversation at this year's State of Dallas County virtual event. Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins says he is encouraged by the trends. There are fewer deaths, but the number of cases among young people and in minority populations remains a concern. He is hoping that a vaccine will be available soon, but until it is, everyone needs to take precautions.
I think what we have to plan for is a new normal of masking, social distancing, making those good decisions to avoid unnecessary trips and avoid completely being around people that aren't masked until that is found. And we just have to keep up our community resolve. We will get through this. I don't know when this will end, but I know it will end. And I know that together we will get through it. But it's up to all of us. Everyone has a role to play, and your role is to make good decisions.
Other topics he covered included voting and social justice. The Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce and North Texas Commission hosted that event. Judge Jenkins also touched on some of the COVID-19 assistance programs available. Find out about funds for businesses, housing, utilities, childcare, and more at cityofirving.org/COVID-19. In recent months, we have shown you a lot of ways in which people have stepped up to help in response to the pandemic. The Irving Fire Department is on the front lines responding to a lot of COVID-related medical calls, but they're also helping in another way that they hope will serve as an example to others. Take a listen. Jason, how did this get started?
Basically, we've had a number of firefighters that have been exposed and recovered from COVID-19.
Someone from the Irving Fire Department reached out to us. They were the ones that said, gee, we've been seeing these, promotions and the call out for the need for convalescent plasma donors. And guess what? We've got a whole bunch of them right here that are probably eligible. And we're like, yay, bring it. It was great.
Our firefighters obviously like to give back and wanted to make a difference not only in battling this disease on the front lines in our emergency response, but also saw this as an opportunity where they could do something kind of behind the scenes to help the continued fight against COVID-19.
How important is this plasma?
Well, the hospitals are telling us it's very important. They're the ones that are treating the patients, and they're, giving a lot of positive feedback.
And they're using that in the treatment of seriously ill patients that other treatments aren't necessarily working as well for.
So we're glad to be in a position to be able to help save lives in this way.
It definitely feels great. I myself have not donated. I haven't been exposed to COVID-19, but I know a number of other people have and are very, very happy and feel like they're doing something that's very rewarding and makes a big difference in the community.
As you mentioned earlier, the department has had some cases. How are firefighters and the department as a whole doing through all of this?
We're actually doing really well. We've had relatively very few cases, than other cities around us, I think. And our guys that have been exposed, quarantined, and have recovered very well. So we're really happy with how we've done so far.
How much do you appreciate the Irving Fire Department coming forward in this way?
Oh my gosh, we really appreciate when people are proactively coming to us to say, hey, we think we've got something here that can help.
We're hoping that us being the first fire department to get our members to donate this convalescent plasma will cause other fire departments in the surrounding area to do the same thing.
I just really want people to understand that if you are a survivor of COVID-19, you are in a very unique position to be able to help others. Not just any old blood donor can help in this situation.
It definitely is right in line with our department mission. I mean, ultimately we're here to save lives and protect property, and this is directly in line with that.
Carter Blood Care is looking for more people who have recovered from COVID-19 to donate plasma. The process is the same as donating blood, but it does take longer. Find out about qualifying by going to carterbloodcare.org. On a related topic, other people donated blood in honor of the late radio host Kid Craddock. We have that story for you later. But first, more on COVID-19 and the impact on businesses. A lot of them have seen fewer customers, so they are looking for any kind of help. The Irving Hispanic Chamber of Commerce teamed up with partners to offer micro-grants to some local businesses, and we were there for the presentation.
Smile with your eyes. 1, 2, 3.
These small business owners just received $1,000 grants.
Awesome. Really awesome. I'm just excited to be here. I'm very grateful.
This is a motivational day. Not only motivational, but it's also an emotional day for me.
The Irving Hispanic Chamber of Commerce awarded the grants to minority business owners at the Study USA.
We received a $15,000 grant from the United States Hispanic Chamber in partnership with Cargill and Rumba Meats.
And there were only 6 chambers across the country that got them, so it was very competitive. But I think Mary Ann has been a tremendous leader. Her petition was very, very compelling.
We just asked a very simple application process, asking them if they were affected by COVID and how badly they were affected. Also wanted to know if they'd received any funding.
Behind every grant is a story.
We applied for some help and it didn't come through. This is a miracle.
James and Lynn Wynn own Waterboy on Irving Boulevard. They sell artisan popsicles and other treats.
Yeah, we feel the pinch. We understand the situation.
The community is still bonded. Everybody come out. They should tell me the same thing every day. Don't close. We love your food. We love your product. Serve the community. And in return, we say, yes, we do everything we can because we're here to serve.
There you go.
Jaime and Anita de la Isla purchased the former Forgers dance studio.
So our daughter's been a dancer there for 8 years, and we just couldn't see something that means so much to our community, fade away. So we decided to take our savings and purchase it and save the studio.
The grant money will help them expand class offerings.
Well, one of the things that we've done is bring in new forms of dance. One of those forms of dance is ballet folklórico.
COVID has put a lot of stress on small businesses, including ours, so we're all affected by what's happening. Having a grant of this nature will definitely help us with our rent, payroll, and a couple other expenses like marketing, for example.
We made many kinds of jobs, but this time is too low.
Pablo and Elsa Torreblanca make custom-printed specialty items, including the masks they are wearing.
Feeling happy because it's a great opportunity to grow our business.
My business is making home decor, one-of-the-kind pieces out of the rocks and minerals.
Maggie Murillo started her business about a year ago and soon had to deal with fewer public sales events.
This grant, it will help me a lot to build my website and move my business to a more internet sales.
And I actually have provided an opportunity to do an at-home office for my office manager, so she won't have to take the bus transit to work. And this will keep her safe from the coronavirus.
It all comes down to keeping doors open and keeping people working.
We know that small businesses are the backbone of every economy, of every community. We want their workforce, we want their employees, we want their businesses to, succeed, and we want them to survive this pandemic.
It's really important that we do work with our small businesses and give them the opportunity to raise some funds so that they can continue to do business. I mean, it's tougher out there than people realize.
For these business owners, they say it's not only the grant, but also the network of support.
It's incredible because everybody's talking about mental health during COVID, and I think feeling the support, not just with the money, like you said, having the emotional support with great people, business owners, and the chamber like this is extremely helpful.
It's really just a blessing to know all these people and to be able to be connected through the Irving Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
But congratulations to all of you again.
Some of the reasons these grants are leading to celebration, even in these challenging times. Reps from the Hispanic Chamber and the Study USA say they're ready to help more businesses get their forms filled out correctly to qualify for various assistance programs. And a reminder that Wells Fargo is teaming up with the North Texas Food Bank and Feeding America for food distribution events. There are 2 dates left, September 14th and September 28th. The distribution takes place at Wells Fargo Auto. That's at 6061 State Highway 161 in Irving. This is part of a nationwide initiative by Wells Fargo to provide 50 million meals to people in need. Now to helping animals find homes. The annual campaign known as Clear the Shelters has grown to be a big deal at the Animal Care campus. This year's event came with a lot of uncertainty because of the pandemic, but the teams went forward, and check out the results. 5-year-old Zachariah Perez is ready for a new friend.
I want to take him out.
With the COVID and everything, we're now going to be homeschooling, and he's a little bored at home. I think a dog having a playmate will be good for him.
He's cute, Mama.
He's cute. Yeah.
But will Dean end up being the right match? Stick around to find out. They are just some of the people turning out for Clear the Shelters at the Irving Animal Care campus. And like most events, this one is different because of the pandemic.
I'm so happy that we decided to do this even in light of the pandemic, because these animals still need people to come and adopt them.
We weren't really sure what to expect.
We are used to seeing big crowds for Clear the Shelters, the campaign that started here in Irving and grew nationally through a partnership with NBC. This year, to keep it safer, people wanting to take advantage of the waived adoption fees first check out pictures of pets posted outside and online.
Come into the parking lot, give us a call, and
then they call to get on the list for a meeting.
Hi, yes, this is Sophie calling from Irving Animal Shelter.
The phone's been ringing off the hook with people wanting to come and meet pets.
I am ready to help you at the front door.
We have a cat meet and greet waiting.
You said the dog that you're wanting to see is Mickey?
We actually have 2 cat meet and greet waiting.
You love her.
Yeah, I love her.
You love her. That's what matters. All
As
right.
Fee-Free Week began, Warren Humanos was the first one to adopt.
So I've been doing my research online, and I had an idea of which dogs I would like, and she was everything that the website said she was. Loving, sweet, and all that.
The staff snaps pictures of every adoption, no matter how tough they are to catch.
Wait, he's a little overexcited. He's excited to go home.
They share the photos on social media because part of Clear the Shelters is also raising visibility.
It's also a huge week of awareness for animal shelters. You know, people that travel can still foster an animal for a couple of weeks. We still get lots of donations from people.
Watching it grow through the years, it just becomes, it's such an exciting time of the year for us.
Who are you coming in to see?
One dog proved especially popular.
You said Booby? Were you here to meet Booby?
After all that interest, Booby is going home with Cherry Edwards.
I lost my Chihuahua in 19, so I had to get me another baby. He's beautiful. I love him. He just laid on me. I said, well, he must love me.
But about that name.
I don't know. I'm going to look at him a little bit. He might have another different name for me. I might have another name.
How much would she be?
Free.
Free? Because it cleared the shelter.
This week of waived adoption fees capped off the month-long Clear the Shelters campaign. It came at a time that many shelters are already seeing some increases in adoption because of the pandemic.
They have been saying, that it's a great time for them to be able to spend time with the pet and make sure they get acclimated and interact with them and train them.
It's a combination of people being at home and being a little bit lonely, and it's a good time to add a furry friend and having that companionship and a little boost from NBC and Clear the Shelters.
Getting back to Zachariah Perez, Dean is going home with him.
Like go home with me, Mama?
All that's left is the paperwork. Then it's a phone call to
My grandma.
What do you want to tell her?
Tell her I got a new doggy.
A new addition to their home made possible at Clear the Shelters.
We're excited, huh?
Yeah, fun meeting all of those people. And here are the final numbers. Between Irving Animal Services and the DFW Humane Society, 259 animals found homes during the month-long campaign. That's down only slightly from last year. But listen to this. They also started with fewer animals, so they came much closer to literally clearing the shelter this year. At last check, the nationwide numbers were still coming in, but they already topped 80,000 adoptions. That means the national total since Clear the Shelter started is approaching 500,000 animals. North Texas Giving Day is coming up on September 17th. A lot of Irving nonprofits are participating, and they are all hoping to see donations from generous residents. Here to tell us more about this is Chris McSwain. She is the Community Engagement Director for North Texas Giving Day. Chris, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me. So excited to share with you and the wonderful residents of Irving.
Great, so let's get into it. A big question I think people have is, why give on this specific day instead of any other day of the year?
Well, North Texas Giving Day, our whole mission and heart is to grow the spirit and power of giving. And while we know that North Texas is generous and it does happen year round, we love the energy and the excitement and the unity that comes around this season. It's an opportunity for people to connect, to rally together, and to really wrap their arms around the community. So we love that we get to have a concentrated day where everyone can come together to express what their passions are and to really support the organizations that make our region and our communities thrive.
And there's a potential on this day for donations to be maximized in a way financially, correct?
Yes. So part of the reason why North Texas Giving Day is so wonderful for nonprofits is that we offer such a large pool of prizes. So people who give, their money goes a little bit further because we can boost those gifts with some financial prizes, with a little bit of bonus funds. And it really is a great opportunity for people to see their dollars stretch a little bit further.
Tell me about your organization, the Communities Foundation of Texas.
Yeah, so Communities Foundation of Texas is an almost 70-year-old foundation that has existed in Dallas, but serves Texas at large. We do many different things, North Texas Giving Day being one of the programs that we have that supports giving, but we also support and come alongside individuals, families, companies, corporations to help them with their philanthropic decision-making. We also have a philanthropy department that supports organizations and the work that's happening in our region. And so we come together to do all these different things really to make our communities thrive. And so we're super proud of the outreach that we get to have with organizations, with individuals, and with everyone who wants to see our community and our region be what it can be, which is the best.
So let's talk about how North Texas Giving Day works. I've been on the website and seen that you can browse Irving-specific nonprofits to see what you're drawn to. Then what are the next steps?
Sure. So once you visit northtexasgivingday.org, you go to find organizations, and you can, again, search by your city, your cause of choice. We have over 27 different cause areas. So if you care about arts or education, food insecurity, you name it, there is a cause that will speak to your heart. And so what you do is just read the profiles of the amazing organizations that are doing the work, and you make your gift. It's really that easy. We also have some advanced filters. So if you're looking to highlight an organization or find an organization that is led by people of color or that are primarily serving communities of color, those are really great opportunities to give in that specific way. And you just make your gift. It's really that simple. There are also fundraising pages that you can search through and support. So if there's someone you know who's raising money for a particular organization, that's another great way to connect. And giving starts as soon as now. So you don't have to wait. You can make your gifts now.
So going into the 12th year, what impact has North Texas Giving Day had in North Texas?
Sure. So in these 11, almost 12 years, we've raised over $290 million. And all of those dollars have been pumped into the organizations that make North Texas the thriving community that it is. Last year, we raised over $50 million. So every year we have seen North Texans band together and really go above and beyond to see this work really make an impact. I know that this year more than ever, we're needing each other, and we're relying on the generosity of our community to help us continue doing this great work. And by us, I mean all of the organizations that are really helping our communities, battle through what we're all walking through together right now. So we're so excited about the day. We're so excited that we have this platform, and we're really looking forward to seeing what our community does.
And again, the website is northtexasgivingday.org. I know many nonprofits are having a tough time, so they would appreciate the help. Chris McSwain, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
Irving-based nonprofit Kids is one of the participants in North Texas Giving Day, and it just got a boost from a blood drive at the Toyota Music Factory. Kids is named for the late radio host Kid Craddock, and this event celebrated what would have been his birthday. Smiles do not get much bigger than this. Back in 2018, Dylan Mitchell had a great time at Disney World. But listen to what happened just months before.
He was paralyzed from a car accident September 3rd, 2017. When we took the trip to Disney, it was life-changing for us.
Donors to Kids paid for the entire experience.
It's just allowed me to get comfortable in my own skin. When you go from walking one day to not walking at all, it affects you mentally as well as physically. So just being able to go out there and have fun and, adapting to my new self.
Now, the Mitchells are paying it forward. On this day, every blood donation during this Celebration of Life event around the Texas Lottery Plaza at the Toyota Music Factory is leading to a financial donation to Kids. It's a charity named for the late radio personality Kid Craddock.
Kids was started almost 30 years ago. We're getting ready to celebrate that big anniversary because Kid Craddock, there were some issues with his daughter when his wife was pregnant with her, and when she was born healthy, he's like, I got to give back, I got to thank God for what blessing he gave me. And he started this organization where we take children with life-altering or even life-threatening conditions on this all-expenses-paid trip to Disney World. But not only that, we take their siblings, their parents, because a lot of times the siblings are overlooked, because so much attention and focus is on the sick child. And so we just celebrate the entire family on this vacation.
Word of this second annual Celebration of Life blood drive spread quickly. More than 125 people turned out to donate at a time when blood is especially needed.
It's so important, especially during this time of COVID-19. We lost hundreds and hundreds of blood drives during the spring months.
Many of the people drawn to donate come with memories of listening to or meeting Kid Craddock. This blood drive marks what would have been his birthday. What impressed you about Kid Craddock?
If you knew anything about him and his life and what he did, and I listened to him for years.
This is an opportunity for people to give back
And that was what KID was all about.
The nationally syndicated show that still bears KID's name originates from Irving.
KID brought us out to Irving. Oh my gosh, it's been 25 years now, I think, and this is where he wanted to be. And Irving has always been so great to us.
We are so fortunate to have the relationship that we do with KID's kids.
On this day, they are taking time to celebrate that relationship.
I'm just so thankful that the city of Irving recognized what he did bring to the city of Irving.
Along with the impact. Donating blood to save lives that is leading to financial donations to a charity helping families.
The community's doing a great job of coming forward and helping with this, and it's just a real good feeling to know that we can do something for KID's kids.
As KID would say, they're going to keep looking up, and they're also looking ahead.
Can't wait to do it next year and continue the legacy for hopefully decades to come.
On a related note, Carter Blood Care is currently offering COVID-19 antibody testing with any blood donation. The Irving Police Department shared the results of the second annual Saturation Saturday. It is a program supported by Irving-based Mothers Against Drunk Driving. During the event, IPD arrested 10 people on suspicion of drunken driving. In cases that stood out, 2 people were traveling the wrong way on Irving Boulevard, and another one caused a wreck that damaged 3 vehicles and caused minor injuries. In other news, the deadline to fill out the U.S. Census is approaching fast. It's September 30th. Irving's response rate still lags the state and national rates, and leaders say that could lead to a loss of federal dollars for various programs.
Every person that we miss will cost you over $1,500 a year in federal support to your schools, to your roads, to emergency preparedness.
We all know how important the census is. It's the money that we send to the federal government and we want it back. We're going to need it for, getting out of this economic crisis that the pandemic is going to leave us with. So it's very important for the roads, for the transportation, for being counted, for all the services. Like I always say, government touches you every day of your life from the moment you're born to the moment you die. So we need these funds.
The website to respond is 2020census.gov. The city is accepting applications from residents interested in serving on a range of boards, committees, and commissions. And there are groups to match many interests: the arts, animals, tourism, parks, and more. A full listing with descriptions is available at cityofirving.org. The deadline to apply is September 18th. Prospective board members must be qualified voters and have lived in the city for at least a year. Keep Irving Beautiful is going forward with one of its big events, the annual Trash Bash, but it will look different from this video you see here from past years. Instead of gathering as a group in a common location, people are encouraged to work in a location of their choice. The Trash Bash runs from September 14th through the 26th. Participants are eligible for prize drawings if they post a picture to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram with the hashtag Irving Trash Bash. KIB asks that you include some info on your post, such as the number of volunteers, hours worked, and number of bags of litter collected. Irving Parks and Rec is hosting a free Friday night movie series. People can pull up in a rec center, stay in their cars, and enjoy a movie. Here's some of the lineup. On September 11th, Mr. Peabody and Sherman starts at 8:30 p.m. at Lee Park Rec Center. September 18th, it's Jumanji, the next level at the Heritage Senior Center. And on September 25th, Remember the Titans starts at 7:30 p.m. at Center Park Recreation Center. Movies continue each Friday through October 9th, and we'll keep you updated on the schedule. Here's what else you need to know. Because parking is limited, people must register at cityofirving.org/IrvingRec or call 972-721-7318. The parking lots will open 1 hour before showtime. People can bring food and drinks, but alcohol and smoking are prohibited. You saw earlier that Clear the Shelters was a big success this year, but new animals are always coming in to the Animal Care Campus. Intern Raina has a virtual visit for our Pets of the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Pets of the Week. I'm Raina Contreras, joined by Megan McCarthy with Irving Animal Services. Megan, who do we have up first?
The first dog that I have for you is Canelo. He is a 1-year-old Labrador Retriever mix. He's about 55 pounds and he's a very active dog. He loves to run around, play with his humans. He also knows sit and loves to shake hands.
What kind of family would be best for him?
I think an active family would do really well with Canelo. We also recommend a home without children because he is so active. He doesn't necessarily know how big he is, and he's not the biggest fan of hugs. So he would do best in a home with adults only.
And our next dog is Jackie.
Yes. Jackie is also one of our large dogs. She is about 5 years old, and she's also about 55 pounds. She is a Pit Bull Terrier mix, and she did test positive for heartworms, but she has received treatment for that. So if she has any sort of medications left, we would send that home with her adopters.
And what kind of home would be best for her?
She seems to kind of love everybody. She also seems to like other dogs, and we could do a meet and greet with any families that have dogs here at the shelter. She is active, much like Canelo, so she would also appreciate an active home.
And Megan, we all know the importance of volunteering, and I hear there's some great opportunities at the Animal Care Campus.
Yes, the Irving Animal Services Volunteer Orientation is actually later this month on the 26th. It will be a virtual volunteer orientation, so anyone can log on just from their homes, from their computer or their phone. And the application to volunteer is pretty easy to access just on our website. And our volunteers kind of do it all, from cleaning to helping us do laundry, to walking the dogs, talking to adopters, kind of anything and everything.
All right, Megan, that sounds like a great opportunity for people to volunteer. If you're interested, make sure you check out the website for more information. Back to you, Thomas.
All right, thanks, guys. The best way to adopt right now is to call the Animal Care Campus and make arrangements to meet. DFW Humane Society's number is 972-721-7788. For Irving Animal Services, call 972-721-2256. Also, check out the websites you see on your screen. We are looking ahead to an annual event that draws attention to domestic violence. Our preview of Illuminate Irving is next time on City Source. Plus, another event showcases the generosity of several Irving organizations. We'll take you to this back-to-school fair. Those stories and more next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. And find us on YouTube. Our channel is at youtube.com/The City of Irving. Subscribe and you can get notifications when we upload new videos. That's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.